everybody, welcome back. Today I want to talk about a few topics that have become popular, very popular this week with the whole Ukraine-Russia situation and also the protest situation in Canada. Bitcoin has become the talk of the globe. News sources everywhere has been talking about this decentralized digital currency that is unbiased in its protocol and immutable in its transactions. And rightfully so. It's only the truth. Now, before we go any further, if you are a fan of cryptocurrencies, are a beginner in the crypto space, or you just love to converse about the cryptocurrency topics overall, then I have a place for you. Our Discord is a welcoming space where we can share tips and tricks of the trade in the crypto economy. Now, a lot of the things we go over is education, but we can also talk other topics as well. The choice is yours, and I would love to have you. If you would just like to stay on YouTube because the content favors your interest, go ahead, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and also hit the bell so you can get notified every time I come on the net. So, what we have on the menu today, Switzerland's Lugano makes Bitcoin, Tether, LVGA Token, legal tender. The three cryptocurrencies will be used along with the Swiss franc to pay taxes, municipal bills, and transact every day, etc. Now, we've been talking about this for some time now. Every bit of news that I get about another country, another state, either opting into or finishing a bill to make Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies legal tender has always been high on my priority list, because as us retail investors want to know, what is the end goal? And a lot of these countries are looking towards El Salvador for the playbook on how they can bring and plug their economy into the Bitcoin network or cryptocurrency network overall and benefit their people. The city of Lugano is not too big, but it's also not the smallest city in Switzerland. They have an approximate population of 80,000 people, and it's one of the top 10 largest cities in Switzerland. So they do have some substance in the money department. Now, I'm going to continue to read on just so we can break down this whole article to see what their plan is and what their stance is. The 60,000 plus citizens of Lugano would now be able to transact, invest, and pay taxes in Bitcoin, USDT, and LVGA. Now, one thing I was worried about is I really hope that they do not use the ERC20 version of Tether, which it's kind of common sense due to the current gas prices right now, or the gas fees on the ERC20 network, but you never know. These are some things we just have to educate ourselves and policymakers on so they don't make the wrong choices. After all three cryptocurrencies were accepted as de facto legal tender, okay, so it's already accepted, the announcement was made on Thursday by the mayor of the city, Michel Folletti, in an event organized by the city in collaboration with Tether. This is great news and also uncharted territories with adopting cryptocurrencies as legal tender. And it looked like they took a bit of a different approach to it than El Salvador did. So as of right now, the current legal tender in El Salvador is Bitcoin and US dollars. And we've seen how El Salvador is using Bitcoin to basically eat up the debt that is currently circulating within their economy. They're starting to issue Bitcoin bonds. And I've spoke about what Bitcoin bonds are. It's basically the traditional finances beloved when it comes to fixed interest, because it's a debt issued by the government and the government will always pay their debts or interest out to the people who bought the bonds. So El Salvador is doing really good, as well as their Bitcoin city. Now, just to take a peek over at the president of El Salvador's Twitter page, he released these statistics a couple of days ago, February 18th, I believe. So it was a little bit ago, but this is still relevant information. El Salvador's GDP grew 10.3% in 2021. And now its experts, a main driver of economic growth, grew 13% this January compared to January of 2021. Are we looking at another double-digit GDP growth this year? Nobody knows. And I can tell you one thing is that if President Nayib Bukele is successful in plugging his country, his economy into the Bitcoin network, which all signs are pointing up right now. They seem really successful. They have the Bitcoin city going on that will be self-sustainable with the Bitcoin bonds, along with their thermal energy mining operations to create more revenue for that city. His name will go down in history if this is successful. So this is just interesting to see history being made. So what is this small city in Switzerland going to do? No one knows. Reading through this article, I really did not see much, but I know for one thing that they will be encouraging micropayments with Bitcoin, with Tether, and with their native digital currency that they created, the LVGA token, which is basically like rewards points for the people. And it has a pretty interesting mechanic behind it. So you earn the points with micropayments, so spending it on everyday things like your coffee, like your McDonald's, and you get points for them that could be redeemed for other things. I do not have the full list of things it can be redeemed for, but this is a pretty good stimulant for the economy when it comes to giving back to the people and encouraging a little bit more spending of digital currencies, getting people comfortable with the idea of digital currencies as well. And if you would like, by using the URL up top, you can come to this page and actually see what you can use the LVGA token for, and also Bitcoin and Tether. And down here, they talk about basically their overall plan for enabling the cryptocurrencies as legal tender. They want to be the city center for crypto, regarded as a more forward-thinking city, a forward-thinking economy that invites people of all calibers in the crypto space to come transact with them, because it brings more money. As we could see, El Salvador, their GDP is up, but to be quite honest, who knows if that's because people are finally getting lifted the COVID restrictions and they're now able to travel more freely. I really don't know the statistics behind those numbers, the 10.3% GDP growth for El Salvador, but I'm still glad for them. I'm pretty sure there is some caliber of transacting in cryptocurrencies that has brought a significant amount of value to El Salvador. And reading this paragraph down here, they basically just talk about the price, which I don't understand. There is no logic in the crypto space. For us to realize what crypto and Bitcoin can do for our economy, our financial system, for the individual, just bringing it down to the lowest level, there are more people with Chivo wallets, which is the wallet that El Salvador uses to bestow the cryptocurrencies upon them, than they have bank accounts. Think about that. This technology has been around for 13 years, and adoption has only started accelerating within the past, year and a half? They made it legal tender less than a year ago, and more people have crypto wallets than bank accounts. That is where you see the all-inclusiveness come from. It's easier. There is no walled gardens. All you need is the education and the will to transact with whoever you want to. And let's continue down. The president of El Salvador said the intrinsic value of Bitcoin is now in full display on the whole world. And like I said, Bitcoin has been the talk of the town all around the globe, because the peer-to-peer relationship that you get with someone who simply just wants to receive some money from you, or you want to be able to exclude the middleman from your transactions, solely just dealing business between you and the other person. And we've seen that with Ukraine requesting people send cryptocurrencies to them in a donation to help them fight off Russia. And they received millions of dollars. Millions. No one's doing that in the US dollar. Nobody's shipping gold on a boat over to Ukraine just so they can sell that on the market and fund their war. Why do I get so passionate about this? I don't know. Either way, it's really good to see that people are starting to realize what Bitcoin and crypto can do for economies. It's censorship proof. Those people who were in Canada received millions as well, as the governments unjustly seize their bank accounts for peacefully protesting, mind you. And it's just amazing that this technology is really gaining attraction at this time where we really do need it the most. Who knows what Ukraine's situation would have looked like if they hadn't received millions of dollars in crypto to help them out. And the same thing for the truckers. Maybe they would have went home earlier and not have been able to prove their point, which is the point of a protest. You want to get your point across. You want to be heard. But the government was just trying to silence them. Crazy and unheard of. Getting back to the article. So reading this paragraph here, it's basically talking about the properties of USDT. And it just makes me speculate on, how they're going to use it, because that plan wasn't included in the article. It's basically just talking about how they made it legal tender, because this is a different approach than El Salvador. They only did Bitcoin and they have their physical US dollar as legal tender. So what if they collect Bitcoin and they try to peg the value of USDT to Bitcoin? So it's like an algorithmic stablecoin to Bitcoin? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Maybe I'm off the mark. Maybe I'm on the mark. Either way, we're all here to witness. And that will do it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any ideas about the content, please lay it down in the comments and I will respond ASAP. That is basically my only way of communicating with you guys. And I'd love to hear from you, aside from engaging with the community in Discord. This wasn't really an educational video, but if you found any of the content useful to you, go ahead and share it with a friend or a family member. I'm going to start hosting CryptoCast on my Discord, so if that is also something you'd like to be a part of, it's basically just a podcast environment, but I would like to invite as many people as possible. If you want to talk crypto, or if you just want to listen in to myself and my friends talk, please don't hesitate to join. And on that note, have a great day. I will catch you on the next one.